This is MicheleMarieDalene, and today we're going to be discussing the questions that were asked by individuals. And because I happen to have a guest, and sometimes it's easier for the guest too. She has questions too, so we're going to let her ask questions, and then I'm going to answer some of the questions by Ashley, who asked a question about my hair. You've seen Dory before. We did videos together a couple times. So how's it going, Dory?
Good. How are you?
And now today is called Ask Me Anything Day, and we were talking earlier about the videos, and what kind of things would you like to ask me about?
Well, how did you get started on these videos?
Originally, I started the video work as was suggested by my case manager at Wynwood, who felt that videos would be a way for me to share some of my concerns and feelings. Originally, she was suggesting it as a video journal, and I decided not only to make it a video journal, which it is, but also to answer questions and things about people may have about my handicaps, such as my legal blindness and my Asperger's and things like that. And so that's how it all started out. It was just originally at the suggestion of one case manager. Unfortunately, I personally wish I had gotten on radio. Videos is so much more work than radios. Radio is very easy. You just gotta have a couple microphones. That help if the cat is not constantly stepping on them, right, Fane? You gotta keep stepping on my microphone, right? Go past the Dory. Anyway, so what's your next question? You have any more?
What's your favorite video?
Of my videos or of all the videos I've seen in general?
Of your videos.
I think I don't really have a particular preference. Maybe the last few videos where I decided to push the envelope in design and experimenting with the chroma key, or improving my chroma key image was probably one of my better of the bunch. I don't really have too many favorites of my videos. I do have favorites of other videos I watch. I like the Let It Go video by Walt Disney, and I also like it when the demonstration of when Elsa kind of got mad, blew her stack, and showed her icy powers during her coronation party. That was kind of cool too. Any others?
Trying to think.
Well, why don't we answer Ashley's question, since
how many years have you been doing this now?
I've been doing it now since about 2011 in March.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah. We started out originally just using my iPhone on a tripod, and hoping to God that the sound was going to go out right. And then we used iMovie 6 to compose the shot and make the shot look good. We didn't have any of the stuff that we have now. We've gone way farther than we ever did since those early years.
Yeah, you added the telephone, a new camera?
We added the telephone pickup so that people we can do interviews with people over the phone. Actually, we never modified the phone. It's just that the speakerphone on it is more than loud enough to be picked up by the microphones. So that's what we did that. And I think the biggest problem right now in all the video work we're doing is the issue of light. It just seems like either I don't have enough light, or sometimes it seems like, especially in the daytime, I have too much light. Well, Michele's electric bill certainly is high enough. Yeah, it's true. Like I said, I'll probably edit it out. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so I was going to answer Ashley's question. Ashley wanted to know, when she was trying to do her hair with bleach, why her hair always would end up having a yellow aftertaste. I'm talking about after she would wash it. She needed to use a toner. And happens to be that I gotta wait to explain the toner situation.
Right there.
Which is the
Right
blue.
there.
Yeah, bring it up to that. Give me that chart over there. That thing right next to you. You know, it might be a little bit hard to see, folks, because we got the chroma key background on. But right now, if your hair is in this area here, which is yellow, and you have to use the toner that's like a violet to bring it white. So yellow to violet. If your hair was going to go for gray, if you were to say red, you would have to use a light blue color to make your hair kind of a gray color.
I don't want to be gray.
Well, some people when they're
I feel old when I'm gray.
So I'll actually some people do like older, like gray. Anyway, this thing is actually saved my my ass more than I could tell you. It helps me to focus the camera for the best picture and everything. Okay, put that back over there. Yeah, it was my idea to glue it to the piece of wood there. So anyway, what you do actually is after you get done, because I told you I would do this anyway. You have these two products here called shimmering lights. One is the shampoo and one is the conditioner. I did this video many years ago. I'm kind of retouching this with you. This is like a dark violet. Once your hair is bleached, normally it's very porous, especially if you're using warm water to wash your hair. This shampoo is really concentrated, so you don't want to leave this in your hair too long. You like want to put it in for maybe a max of 3 minutes and then rinse out the residue as best you can. This is the conditioner. This stuff is even worse than the shampoo. You can see the little bit of the dark violet here on the top. This stuff here, you only use it in here for less than 3 minutes, and you want to wash it really quickly because otherwise it's going to result in your hair turning dingy violet gray. And then you only do this maybe once a week, if that much.
Michele, you mentioned that you were going to dye your hair back to your natural color. Are you still going to do that?
No, because it doesn't really match my personality very much.
No?
No. Okay, anyway, so now, because I have fine hair, it breaks. Okay, so I am using this Tresemme anti-breakage shampoo. This is really not that expensive. It's like $5 bottle from CVS. This will get your hair, and this is about 32 fluid ounces. This one bottle alone will probably last maybe about a year, maybe more than that. And you just use this like regular shampoo, lather in good, make sure all the tips to the roots get really well covered by this Tresemme. So that, and then just wash it, rinse it out, and repeat if you need to rewash for the second time. And then of course the conditioner which helps to seal the hair to prevent it from getting all frizzly breakage, you know.
Do you use these two together? Do you use them with
Yes,
that?
I do. I'm glad you brought that up. Once a week, I will use these two, starting with the shampoo for about 1.5 to 2 minutes, and the conditioner for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. You can try 3 minutes each, but you don't want to wait too long because otherwise your head will turn purple. Okay, and then once that's all done, you then go ahead and you wash your hair with the Tresemme anti-breakage, which will also, it's just white. I can show you here. I don't think you can see this on camera. This is white color.
Yeah.
So this is not going to add any tinting to it. It's just going to be pure transparent, just like it does on camera here. Conditioner is the same way. It's kind of a white color. You can see that in the bottle. This is great because this stuff will help to make your hair look really good. And don't use a hair dryer for heaven forbid, a hair dryer will make your hair turn into frizzy noodles. One thing I did not talk about since that video, which was done over 2 years ago, is if I'm bleaching my hair for the first time, how long should I do the toner in the bleach in my hair? Most people, depending on how dark your hair is, if your hair is like not really dark, when you do a strand test, probably you might need to leave it in for only 30 minutes at volume 20. And if you really think it's not white enough, you can try volume 30 for about maximum of 30 minutes. If your hair starts turning like overcooked noodles, you literally overcooked it. You actually have taken away all the keratin by stripping out all the color. You weaken the structure of the hair. That's not good. So you want to get it to a soft pale color, but you don't want to try to make all one shot your hair pure white. It ain't gonna happen, because once you lose the yellow, that's like a major part of your hair structure. At that point, you ain't got no hair. So you want to keep some of the yellow in the hair. That's why you use toners, to help to fix the hair so it doesn't look too bad. My hair regimen cost me, like I said, these two are like $16 a piece. And this is like $5 a piece. These two, the black and the white one, you'll be using almost every few days. It's not a major deal. These two here, with the shimmering lights, you probably might be using, say, a month, maybe once a month to maybe once every 2 weeks. You're not going to do it on a regular basis. So actually, that's the answer to your question about how you do it and not to overdo it. And you got any questions?
How long does it take, how long do you spend on one video to get it hooked up on your camera and onto your computer? How long does it take you to do it?
It depends on what kind of video steps I'm doing. Like this here, we're going to have the chroma key background on it. It could take as long, if it's an hour-long video, it could take as long as 5-6 hours to get it edited down. To
where you want it, right?
And then render it.
And where you want it?
Yeah. In some cases, sometimes some video clips I just throw in the garbage and I never make them into a video for public use. This is obviously going to be a public video, so this has got to be as best as possible. And also, would you notice that one of the things that with the chroma key, if you do it right, is you can make it look like you're sitting in a newsroom, or like we did last time, where it looked like we're sitting by the lake and doing the video that way. I think that was pretty cool. Remember that lake one I showed you earlier today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you can make it sound like we were sitting in a snow castle, or, you know, even if you were into medical videos, maybe you could make it look like you're inside someone's digestive tract.
Yeah.
Sure. It's a great optical illusion, because it gives you that little bit of, wow, I like this look kind of
feel. I watched you do it, and I kind of think it's fun.
It's time consuming though.
Yeah.
It's just time consuming. Sometimes, like I said, the videos, I just want to get something out like now. I don't want to have to sit there and fuss around with chroma keys and layers. So what I'll do then is I just use the camera like most people do. Put the camera on a tripod, start the videotape recorder, in this case digital video recorder, record the video, then I'll go ahead and maybe clip off the beginning and end of the footage that I don't want, might throw a title transition on, and then export it and then put it up to YouTube if I'm in a real hurry. For breaking newscasts, that's what I usually do. I don't usually, because in breaking newscasts or breaking news, you don't want to really sit there. If you're trying to talk about, say, for example, someone being, in a car accident, and you're trying to, be the first reporter on to cover the story, you don't want to have to worry about taking a 5-minute news clip and take 10 hours to edit it. Mm-hmm. In that case, it's a loss. You lost out. So it's not really a very good arrangement. But for videos where sometimes I'm just like everybody else. Sometimes I just say, I don't want to go through all that much work. Like I said, put the camera up, light up, turn on the studio lights, shoot my video. Sometimes Michele doesn't even want to do video, so because Michele is more audio. Yeah, so then she'll just say fuck the video and just do a radio broadcast and just put a title on the screen so you can see it's the radio broadcast to meet YouTube's requirement to have a video, a motion or picture. It doesn't have to be moving, it's just going to be a video signal. And so Michele has done that. Yeah, because radio is really where I want it to be. I didn't even want to go video. Video was just sort of, that was the in thing, you know. No one was interested in radio anymore. As much as I love the audio spectrum, I love radio because it's simple enough that all I have to do is, I could be sitting anywhere. I could be sitting in the toilet and nobody would know it. And doing a radio show, you know, quietly, not making unpleasant noises. Or I could be taking a bath. Same thing. You wouldn't know. All you know is you hear my voice over there. I could even be sitting like in this room right here, and I could tell a radio story that makes it sound like I'm looking around in the house, and there's skeletons, and there's ghouls, and you know, like you see on Scooby-Doo. You know, I'm trying to describe a radio haunted horror story, and I can really scare the bejesus out of you just by using my imagination to make the story come alive. Where in video, I'd have to sit there and build a set, and I'd have to hire people to be ghouls, and I'd have to, you know, have special, you know, makeup artists, and it's just not worth it for me to go that far, because I don't get paid for these videos. You know, the thing is, this is funny. Michele has GoFundMe.com and Patreon.com, and yet no one's donated money to the videos. No, they haven't. So Michele has been doing these videos out of her own pocket, and she spends between the electricity, the air conditioning, the time. I say that most likely she spends close to about $1,200 a year just doing videos. 1,200? I think I can beat that by a factor of 4. $4,800 a year. That sounds likely. Because, you know, depending on how you're paying them, but if you're paying them by an hourly rate, minimum wage, make it easy, $10 an hour. You spend, say, 480 hours in a year, you spend close to 480 hours a month. Yeah, 480 hours a month in video work. It's a lot of sitting on your ass.
It's a lot of time. It's a lot of time to sit there and do that.
Yesterday, my ass was so sore. I got up. You know what happened?
What?
I fell right back in the church. I tried to give it a second time.
Fane, do you want to say anything?
Just that I like being on camera. I think that's what he likes to say. He's always upstaging us on camera. No matter how much I try to make the set look professional, these cats always upstage us. Me and Lomi can't even. We could have a set looking like the Fox News studio, and who comes and plays plop right there on the set?
They like you.
Yeah. It's in this case we set the table up in such a way that the cats could jump in and out of the picture, and it wouldn't look like they were coming out of the walls. That is a cool special effect. You gotta show her that. I will. I'll show her that clip in a little bit with Rusty showing. It looks like he's coming out of the atmosphere, out of nowhere. You can see him. He's like, because what we did was we took the image, because originally it wasn't on the corner here on the frame. Okay, it was on the corner on the frame, like right here, where my palm is, so you can see it on the camera here. And I wanted to move it to more to the center of the palm, but I had to crap out some extra crap. So what Fane does, he originally jumps on the table. Whoop! Okay, and you can see in the video it was a table, right? So when I move the picture over here, it looks like he's just materializing through a studio desk.
Oh, wow.
I can show you that video clip. And that's probably one of the things that can really ruin your special effect is something like that.
Michele, how long you been living in this apartment that you made out of a studio?
How long have I been here?
Yeah.
Oh, too long. Let me say 2000. I don't know. I'd have to just say about 2000 and I think it was 2004, but I could be wrong. That's not right. That can't be right. That just is not right. Yeah, no, not 2004. Not right. Because you were here. Okay, 2000. Because 2005 you were over there at Litchfield Street, so it had to be about 2006, 2007 then. Sounds about right. So about 2007, just to be safe. And it's 2014 now, so about 7 years. And this room is tight. This room is small. We're actually we have our desk, or this is a card table. It's a wooden card table, sitting in the doorway between the two rooms. Because the floor behind us, where the green screen is, I have our lights, and we haven't set so we don't see a shadow from our bodies coming up onto the lights, and that means that instead of being like where we can have it right next to the wall, we have to keep this far away from the back of the wall so that we don't cast shadows onto the wall for the green screen. It's a pain in the ass. No shit. Next question.
I don't have any more.
Oh, but can I ask one? Okay. It's called Ask Me Anything. It's not. This matters who asks me, does it? No. Do you plan to stay here after this year coming up, or do you plan to move on? Move where? I mean, where should I move to? I mean, I need a bigger room. This studio is a hole in the wall. I can't really do much in here. This apartment is a little bit small. It'd be nice if I had a place like that, say, had a basement, like a house for rent, or a house with a basement that I could use. So the studio could be in the basement. That way I'd be able to control the lighting of the sun and things like that, instead of having to wait for the sun to go down, because it messes up my screen work and everything.
You ever thought about renting like a storage, not a storage, like a store?
The only storefront that I know right now that was for rent until recently, that I could afford it, was over by the Fred Richards jewelry shop a couple years ago. And that room was on Main Street, and it was a long, narrow room. And it did not even have it was actually the front of the store could be split between two shops. Because I'd want to be able to have access to the bathroom easily, I would have to, and still have room for my editing work, I'd have to rent the whole storefront downstairs. Another place I could go to is the Mill, Whiting Mill. It's about $400 a month for a shop.
You ever consider doing that?
Hmm?
Have you ever considered doing that?
But the problem is Michele doesn't have the money to pay for the rent, and then pay the rent here. I mean, if Michele's videos were like making big money, Michele did find a loft area she would like in that building. But at this point, it's just not going to happen. There's not enough money coming in to offset the operating expenses. Yeah, that's the whole problem. Money
is a problem for everything.
Yeah. Now, well, since it's actually don't ask me anything, let me ask you a quick question here. What do you feel about the way these videos are produced? Besides,
I think they're awesome. I mean, I don't watch all of them, but I think that you put a lot of talent, a lot of work into these, that it comes from your heart. I think you can really consider on trying to find a cheap, like a little studio.
You know, it's funny. Michele has AdSense. She has Patreon. She has GoFundMe, and no one's providing any income. So, I mean, in a sense, are you a professional or are you a prosumer? You know, we talked about that earlier. When you talk about consumer versus prosumer versus professional. Professional, I guess if you think about what a professional is, nuns and priests are professionals too. In the Catholic Church, priests and nuns don't usually get paid money, but they are professional. They are dedicated to their work. Whereas consumers consume products and prosumers produce content that consumers consume. And sometimes the prosumers use the kind of equipment that consumers use, but usually like to push the techniques beyond just, having a couple extra speakers on their stereo, to having microphones on their tables, to having more lighting and better sound systems. It's pretty interesting way you're putting it. Prosumers produce material for consumers. Yeah. And professionals produce videos often with more higher grade than prosumers, but sometimes it seems the prosumers do better than the professionals. I think the fact is that prosumers are more dedicated to the work. They're not expecting money out of it. I think that's the main difference between a prosumer and a professional. Professional wants either status or he wants money. Whereas a prosumer creates the material, but they're usually a little more willing to go more as a charitable effort. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to come up with some questions and. Oh yeah, I'll mention one other thing that Ashley said to me. She says, just like you do, that I like your videos. I find them to be very exciting. She said to me, I just found your channel, and I like what I see. But I also asked this question, which is on Ask Me Anything, is because we are taping this on Thursday. Because unfortunately enough, my friend here, Dory, is going to probably be going home tomorrow. So unless she wants to spend the weekend, I don't know if that's her plans. But we probably I wanted to try to get a guest in. So I still would like to know is what kind of videos do you, the audience, like? And that includes you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got scratched by a cat. If it's all right with Michele, this is getting kind of interesting. Maybe she can do like a Halloween video.
I don't think Michele's a Halloween type. I
can help.
I think Michele would be more into is the kind of videos. If she was to do anything for Samhain, I think she would want to try to focus on the original holiday as it was represented by the Celtic Wheel of Year, which is the final harvest. It was a harvest festival. Yeah, it definitely was a time when people would get together to celebrate the harvest. And of course, in Ireland, for the dead, they would sometimes worship or give thanks and praise to the relatives that passed away before them.
I mean like a harvest, like.
Well, the whole idea of a jack-o'-lantern, for example, which was a pumpkin, is Jack needed a light, so he basically carved a pumpkin and he put a candle in it as his light source to hell.
Michele.
That's the truth.
It's Michelle's way of thinking.
Yeah.
No, I think that'd be pretty interesting. We can do maybe, just do a little Halloween video and see how the audience like that.
Well,
I mean, we don't have to have like scary vampires and do like a video with a pumpkin sitting here and when we dress like put makeup on our face or something.
Yeah,
and do
just
a video like
but just
that.
like what though? I mean, that's the question. I mean, I haven't really worked on it yet, but
I'll help you work on it. I think that'd be pretty interesting.
I mean, Michele is. I mean, I think part of the problem is
Well, then
Michelle's.
Lumi, you help us.
Well, obviously, me and Michele do have the ability to possibly put on an act if we really wanted to. But I think that deep down in Michelle's heart, she's so dedicated to her winter work that I don't think Samhain really speaks to Michelle's heart as much as winter does.
Michelle likes winter, huh?
I'm
not a winter person.
I remember that early snowstorm in October.
I'm not a winter person. I want summer.
That was 2011. That's right. Remember that?
Yeah, we had snow in October.
Hurricane, Winter Storm Nemo.
No,
that came out in October,
the week before. 2 days before Halloween.
2 days. It was a weekend. Friday,
Saturday, and Sunday.
And Monday was Halloween, and we still had no mains power in Winston.
Yep.
And so people were making bonfires in front of their houses. It was so cold.
Yep.
For several days in a row, and people were having big campfires in front of their houses.
Yep. Keep warm.
Keep warm. They were treating it almost as a festival of their own right. It almost was like they were giving thanks and praise for the winter they were going to have coming up. And that winter, I was just crowned as the North American Snow Queen on December 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That I remember very well. Yeah, I do too. Of course you do. I mean, that's when we got our circlets, which was really kind of cool. And that video is, by the way, if you want to know what we're talking about, both the videos. One about her Winter Storm Nemo. And that wasn't Nemo, was it? No, that was later. Oh, that's right, that was later. This winter storm was Alfred. Autumn storm was Alfred. Please don't call it winter because it wasn't winter at the time. Autumn storm Alfred. And that was
terrifying. It was horrible.
It was wonderful.
It was horrible.
It was horrible, by the way, but it was wonderful, the after effect, because here's why. You saw the people in this area, instead of doing like you see in the big stores of looting and stealing shit, even when they were short on fuel for their generators,
everybody helped each other.
Yeah. I was the one who discovered that our generator ran just as good on Coleman fuel as it did gasoline. The problem is Coleman fuel was like $11 a gallon. Ouch. So we didn't want to take too much of it because other people were using Coleman fuel for the camp stoves and the lanterns. In fact, they were getting it in from other states, Coleman fuel, and the local hardware stores really had a run on camping supplies. But for the store, they were making a bumper crap. I mean, they were making money, But they weren't.
I was living at the Y then.
And they weren't gouging people either. That was the nicest thing about the whole situation was honest, decent people who ran this hardware store we're talking about were not trying to gouge anybody for the discomfort.
I think that was 2012 because I was living at the Y.
No, 2012 was Winter Storm Nemo. That was 2012. Yes. No, it wasn't. It was 2013, I think.
No, because No,
it was 2012. That's right. That was Winter Storm Nemo. It was actually in March. Remember? It was April was Winter Storm Nemo. And it was a literal winter storm.
Yeah.
Okay. So And I know that for a fact because
We had one in February, too, of
That's what I thought,
2014, 13.
I did a whole lot of videoing blog of the whole day, which is also on YouTube. And you can watch that. Of Winter Storm
Can we
Nemo.
wrap this up because my leg is starting to hurt.
Hmm?
Can we say goodbye to everybody now?
Yeah. Anyway, for now, guys, don't forget for next week, try to get your questions in. Okay? You can send them to bicehela3@gmail.com or comment in the comment sections below this video. And it's getting warm in here, so I want to get this processed and get ready. And if I did not get any questions you guys wanted to ask me, please be patient. I will try to answer them for you by next Friday. Okay? And don't forget to please put some money in the tip jars. You can always do that by going to www.gofund.gofundme.com. And by the way, is there a website called GoFuckMe.com? The answer is yes, there is. So I don't want to say go fuck me. I'd like you to go to GoFundMe. So that's GoFundMe.com/BICHELA. And also to Patreon is www.patreon.com/BICHELA. And for now, I'm going to let you go.
Have a good night, everybody.
Every night, good night. Stay dry, stay warm.